push just because we have some people that said they wanted to share this with us. I'm going to let a few more people in that are in the waiting room and we'll get started. But it is really good to see you guys. As you might can tell from here, I'm at home. Very unusual for us to be at home, but we're here for a couple days and then we'll be on the road for 16 days and home for 2, and then on the road for 3 weeks and home for 1. And then so it doesn't slow down. It's just a different type. If I don't make an event, or if I'm a little late, it doesn't matter as much because we built in extra time. Let me help these people that can't get in.
I'm going to grab a pen real quick.
So I am so glad you're here. Hey, MJ, it's good to see you, or to see your San Francisco picture there. And MJ went with us to Mammoth Cave. Look at me trying to pull all of my places out of my head, which is very, very cool. But thank you so much for joining us. I have a little thing prepared just to get us started. I created some things for you, and then we can sort of move towards that. I'm going to, if it's okay, Felicia, I'm making you a co-host so you can sort of watch the board and let people in.
Okay.
And it'll just pop up at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because I know that time is important to us. And if you can just give me a woohoo if you see my screen right now. There you go.
Yes.
Yay. So welcome to our little science collaborative. We'll can decide later how we want to run it, but I hope that everybody will take a turn sharing things. I'm gonna do a little scavenger hunt first with you. So I don't know where you are in your home or in your school, but be prepared because I'm going to ask you to quickly pull a book you're currently reading or have recently enjoyed, and you have 10 seconds to find a book that you're either reading or want to read or have recently enjoyed. So do that, and then let me see where your book. Oh, look at that. Mimic Makers. I see that there. Very good.
My office and my stack is right here.
Nice. I bet Lisa will tell Kristen that because she teaches with Kristen Nordstrom, which is really nice.
So Makers was a huge hit.
Yes. Yeah.
That was cool.
So who else has a book? Debbie had to get up and run. Oh, Personal Librarian. I like that. Trisha, The Secret Life of Lobsters. That sounds cool. I am reading Forest School. So it's a brand new book for me. And I don't know if you can you see me with my, so Forest School. And then I just purchased also Urban Forest School. So looking for really cool ideas. And then I have one more that I purchased. I like to read like 4 at a time. I'm kind of anal like that. I'm also reading this one, Wild Learning, which is very good. So all of this is, bringing the outdoors in or the indoors out. Hey, Kathleen and Anna, we're glad you're here. We're just doing a quick little scavenger hunt, and you can be in on the next one. MJ, did you find a book that you're...
I did. I don't know if you can see it, Women of the Copper Country.
Oh, now I guess historical fiction or...
Yes, it's some fact, but well, actually it's based on a lot of true facts from what they know from notes.
Okay, very good. Very good.
Can you see me?
Yes.
You can. Okay, because I was having problems with it. It's a new used computer.
Yeah, okay. And Trisha, what is your book about?
Yeah, so after we went to Acadia, which obviously is in Maine, we did a little bit more of exploring in Maine. And so I think at one of the bookstores in Maine, I picked up The Secret Life of Lobsters, and it's about the lobster industry and how important it is and how misunderstood it is. And it's fantastic. And you're going to learn so much about lobster reproduction and people and the beautiful islands and the history of the area, including Acadia. So I recommend it.
Nice, nice. Kathleen, are you reading anything
Oh,
interesting?
just like 6 or 7 books.
That's what I do, 6 or 7 at a time too.
Yeah. The one I'm trying to look up the title because it's sitting in the other room. I believe it is The Girl Who Drew Butterflies. That's what I'm just finishing up right now.
Okay.
Basically it's a woman during the medieval era whose husband and dad were in the printing industry, and she was super talented, so she kind of snuck in the way that she could and started basically doing nature journaling a couple hundred years ago.
Okay. Very nice. And Kathleen went to Rocky Mountain with us, and Anna's on here, and Anna also went to Acadia with her 2 sons. So we've got a good mix of everybody. So here's the next question. Is there anything around you from a hobby you love? Do you have anything around you that could help us understand you more with a hobby? And I'm just checking text to make sure people are trying to get in. Okay. Let's see, I gotta find something.
Daisha, I was gonna go for my book because I found one.
Oh, Lisa, yes, go for your book.
This is a book my 5th graders are reading. It's called Vincent Shadow, Toy Inventor, and it ties to our physical science. And so we're going to be creating things and, making our own inventions or games from the book. And we're, every year that we do it, we build more and more of our science curriculum around it and build upward. So, and then personally, I just finished Overstory, which is Richard Powers, and it was a Pulitzer Prize winner, actually.
Nice. I love that.
Redwood.
Yes, thanks for sharing that. Does anybody have something that's a hobby that you want to share? Okay, Felicia, soccer.
So I played soccer as a girl, and I was the only girl in our whole town league. So soccer's been in my blood. My dad played. And then I played, I coached, and I refereed by the time I was in junior high. And all 4 of my kids played soccer, and my husband and I coached together for 22 years.
Wow.
And tomorrow he and I live in Indiana, central Indiana, near Ball State University in Muncie. And he and I are traveling to Cincinnati tomorrow night to go see the U.S. national women's team play. Julie Ertz is retiring tomorrow night. And then in 2 more days, Megan Rapinoe is retiring. So we're going to pay homage to a few of the greats before they leave.
Nice. I love that. Anyone else have one? Just unmute and start sharing.
Well, the closest thing I could grab was my hat. I play, in Atlanta, we have the Alta League, the Atlanta Lawn and Tennis Association, and I play tennis with them. So pretty much my Sundays and
All right. The Alta League. I love that. Anybody else?
I have it's kind of a lantern. My parents made it for me, but I do woodworking like this. And it also has a tuba and some music notes because I spend way too much of my free time sitting in band rehearsals.
Mhm.
Yes, you do. The only thing that we missed at Rocky Mountain was having her bring her instrument to play with us. That would have been fun.
Yeah. But it's
Trisha?
kind of big.
Yeah, it is big. Did you find something, Trisha?
So I didn't want to get up again and go into the other room, but I don't know if you can kind of see this. Somebody just said band. So I play flute and piccolo in our community band, but also in the West Suburban Flute Choir. And we're getting ready to play at the Chicago Flute Conference on October 1st. So, yeah.
What
Very
community
nice.
band are you in?
So I'm in the Glenbrook Community Band. It's in Glenview, Illinois.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in Northwest Community Band in Rolling Meadows and Des Plaines Community Band in Des Plaines.
Nice. Well, if you ever need flutes, let me know because it's
Come
so
on
hard
by.
to get a flute spot. Although I'm learning euphonium with the sixth graders at my school.
That's my
so hard.
primary instrument.
I'm trying to learn how to buzz and I sound like a dead duck. I don't know.
Nice. Anybody else?
I was gonna tell Deborah that I actually am a tennis player too, and I have to get off in 30 minutes because I have a game. My husband and I play doubles together every Wednesday and Sunday. So we're in a league, and I think two of the people we're playing are tennis coaches, so it's gonna be interesting.
Oh, well, good luck. That's fun.
We
Very
were
fr-
obsessed. We were obsessed with the US Open. We were cheering for Coco.
Yes. Yes.
Dream that young and under pressure. So very cool.
Mhm.
Well, this is just a scavenger hunt. There's like 20 things you can put up and you can make up tons more. But if you have to do any virtual learning, kind of fun to do a few things, your favorite coffee mug, something that's in your favorite color. But I'm going to go ahead and start with, I'm going to share this again. Dina, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Dina is coming to us. She was in the Smokies with us, and now she is in Alaska. So in the tundra, which is very, very cool. So welcome, Deanna. So I thought today I would just share a couple things with you. I'm a huge proponent of 5E lesson plans with extras because I'm extra. So, and again, I'm going to give you all of this and you can share. So I do it a little bit backwards. I encourage people to build their 5E lesson plans tied to a UN global goal. And so I suggest that you identify a goal that aligns with whatever your topic is. And then, of course, we know the 5 E's of engagement and exploring and explaining and constantly leading back to. So what I like to do for the explore is to have some type of simple hands-on experiment, like I'm sure you guys do. And then when I get to the elaborate, I like to pull in that engineering design challenge. And when you have a UN global goal, it's pretty simple to make that connection. And then I like to go further with it and add in things like picture books and music and videos. And again, I know I'm kind of going quickly, but I want to get to a place where we can talk for a moment. So I have just created a couple for you, and then we can talk about them. And then I'm going to go back to non-full screen in a moment. But then I have to make sure you remember, don't forget to connect to a national park when you start to do this. So I'm going to actually go out of here. I know it's going to be small, but let's just look at a couple of these. One is water cycle in a bag. So I did K8 about, and then quickly tied that to a UN goal and created a simple 5E talking about water scarcity and having them create their own water cycle. And then I made the connection to, let me keep moving. I want to show you this piece. Sorry, I went too far. Hang on. There we go. Water cycle, then connected it to literacy and knowing that picture books are the way to go when teaching science because it gives kids a hook. And then I connected it to music. I am a huge fan of Mr. Parr. Is there anybody on the call that also uses Mr. Parr? Yeah, I see some hands and some excitement. Mr. Parr is a 6th grade teacher in Oklahoma. And about 18 years ago, he was trying to get these concepts to his kids. And he started writing songs that were parodies of famous songs on the radio. And he became very popular, and the artists themselves sometimes lend their voice.
In about 20 minutes.
So
Is that okay?
lend their voice to it. And because it's a parody, it's not against copyright laws, and the artists don't charge for it. So I want to just play one for you, so you'll sort of see what I'm talking about here. So let me do this one. And this is,
We all love to
we have
play.
to skip the ad. So
Whether you
hang
play
on just
for
a
an hour
second and I'll skip
or
the
for 24.
ad. Here we go. Now I could listen to those. Oh, forgot I have to turn them off that way. I could listen to those forever, and kids really get into them and let you know the science is correct. Everything he writes is scientifically correct. And hasn't written as much lately, but he has added to it. He has about 167 videos right now on YouTube. You just search Mr. and then PARR, and you're going to find all of them for every topic you can think of, K-8. But then you can search Mr. Parr Science Lyrics, and people have actually curated all the lyrics. So you can print those out and give them to kids, and it can become a really cool study guide. The bad part about all of this is some people have pulled that video saying, oh, it's free, I can use it, and they sell them on Teachers Pay Teachers. So if you ever see that, click that little report button, because he doesn't get money for this. He could have sold this whole project, but doesn't. He wants it to be free for people. So Mr. Parr, and again, I'm going to give you this deck so you can have that. Then the next thing I encourage you to do after you've added picture books and music is to connect it to a national park. So the topic was water cycles, and I pulled Death Valley, the two extremes there. But thinking about this, Death Valley is now closed for several months because of the California floods, the tsunami that hit there, or I guess on that side, that's what you call it, site, whatever. On our side, it's hurricanes. But they had to close, and they only got 2 inches of rain. But because they have no way to hold that rain, it took out the roads. All the rangers right now are staying in some Airbnbs outside of Las Vegas. They had to be airlifted out because it happened so quickly. So this is a great video that talks about the rain or lack of and the temperature with one of our favorite rangers, which is Ranger Reese. So I'll just go through a couple more. Planting bean seeds. If you're a K1, 2, or 3 teacher, that's something you do quite a lot. So I created a quick 5E lesson plan for that, with the elaboration being for them to design an innovative plant growing system that would save space, possibly in an urban setting where you don't have the outdoor space. And then pulled some of my favorite books from K to 8. The Kate Messner book would be a great book for middle school. And then again, pulled Mr. Parr because he's absolutely famous. And then this is Hyde Park in New York. There are 3 sites there: the home of Franklin Roosevelt, Eleanor Roosevelt's home, and Vanderbilt. And at Franklin, which is this video, they organize a garden, and they only plant things in it that President Roosevelt planted at the time he was alive. So there's this whole piece there where you can have kids understanding the idea of a historical park with an agricultural emphasis. So like I said, there's several of these that I created for you. But what I want us to get to, though, is what are some things that are coming up in your next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks that you are teaching that you want this group to collaborate with. Now, remember, I don't sleep. I try, but it doesn't happen. So I want to be your person, and this whole group can be your people to help you when you're trying to really engage kids in the world of science. Now, this is a 5E lesson plan, but this works for literacy. It works for math. It works for social studies. Don't tell NGSS that, but it does. It works for all of these. So I'm going to give you this little thing. Can you see this? I want you to open up another window, and I want you to type in answergarden.ch / and then these. I'm going to put this in the chat. I think that would be helpful. Let's see. And that is all one thing. And I want you just to throw in some science topics that you're teaching in the next whatevers. Okay. If it's something tomorrow and you want it by tomorrow, you know me, I will stay up tonight and probably find something for you, but think a little further out too. So again, it's answergarden.ch / 3735421. And I'm going to click on it. Let me get out of that for a moment and click on this. Present. I'm gonna see what's happening here. Should be able to, let's pull it up this way. I think I should be able to pull it this way. We can see. Once you type in your topic or your idea, everyone having success with typing that in?
I can't get it to type. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, click right in the little box there.
Okay, I'm clicking in it. There we,
After you type, click submit.
it's not working for me.
Doesn't look like it's working for, oh, there we go. Try it again.
Okay,
MJ, what I typed into the chat window, make sure that all of the letters and numbers are together, that there's no spaces.
okay. They are. I don't know what's happening.
What was
Shoot.
something that you were going to say?
I only have like 40 characters or something. Is that right?
Yeah. So just a quick thing. So who has hibernation coming up? All right, that's Felicity. Sales, that's going to be an upper grade. Okay, there we go, Trisha. Engineering. So who did engineering activities or engineering?
I did.
Perfect. Because you're teaching the STEM class, right?
Yeah, we have a guest author coming in next week. So I read the book and we're doing some activities related to the book.
Perfect. And the book is called Alone?
Yeah.
Yep. And I would encourage you, I'm sure you've already done it, but Alone Walk to Water is a great one for engineering. And also Refugee by Alan Gratz is another great one. And I've got that one in there. Deanna, what did you put in there?
I'm still trying to get there.
So am I. It's saying, oops, you hit a rock.
No, the screens are driving me crazy. I think I'm finally here. Hold on.
I'm not.
Anyways, animal and plant cells. We've kind of covered plant cells, but yeah, I need to finish that up.
All right, MJ, tell me something that you're doing and I'll put it in there.
Doing crystals. And we have 3 ant farms going that are connected to each other. So they're talking about insects, ant farms, crystals, and growing seeds.
See if that pops in there. Looks like Answer Guard is just being a little bit slow tonight. Debbie, what's the hardest thing that you have to teach?
Oh, I don't know. I love it all. Probably the one that I kind of avoid the most, maybe, or do the least with, that I don't enjoy as much, is the earth part in 5th grade. I spend a lot of time like on cells and matter, electricity, but the earth stuff, erosion, deposition, and all of that is not really my favorite. We do that in 3rd grade too. So I kind of enjoy it more with the 3rd graders and kind of glaze over it in the 5th grade.
Okay, well, I understand that. I'm going to.
And my class is, I have a science specials class. So I like have 1,400 kids, and I basically see them every 10 days for 45 minutes. So I don't have them twice in a row, 2 days in a row, or anything like that. So I really do that explore part, the hands-on. So whatever the teacher's teaching, then I try to do that kind of hands-on activity. So if she's teaching circuits, I'm building circuits. Or if, they're working on rocks where, making rocks you can eat, or smashing geodes, or making fossils and doing that kind of stuff.
Okay, I like that. Lisa, what about you? What does your science look like?
Well, this year we decided to do like the physical properties of matter first, our physical science, and move into earth science and end with life science.
Okay.
So, we started with black boxes and how to make models. So we had these boxes and they'd move the marbles around inside and never open them and decide what it looked like in there. And scientific drawing, creating in my classroom, so I could quickly show you. It's 5:30 in California. But we're trying to get the kids to draw realistically and teach ABCDE drawing. So they have their objects here, and they've been watercoloring and annotating, writing down, things they observe or notice. And, some of them are finished and have hung it on the wall. I notice, I wonder, it reminds me of, and just laying down the basic foundation of some of those things that are going to be in place for the whole year. And we haven't really jumped into the science part of it yet. And I always feel so new at every. You're not muted, MJ. I always feel so new at everything I do, and every year I try to make it better. So this year with Toy Inventor, physical properties is coming up, and I don't even know exactly how I'm going to tie it, and I want to be masterful about it, but I know the colonies are coming up, and that the kids will set sail on the Mayflower, and we bring in our hair dryers and we try to sync their engineering, and they get into groups, and we move into the garden and they stake their claim, and they begin, we tie it, but bye. Yeah, I love you too. It's a good stuff. But yeah, so that's where I am.
Okay, all right.
Just trying to tie the books that we use better than I do.
Okay. Felicia, what about you? Tell them about your thing. Felicia teaches in a laboratory school, I think is what we call that.
Yeah. So first, Lisa, what grade do you teach? I was wondering as you were talking.
5th grade.
Awesome. I thought about that, especially as soon as you said colonies. So I teach in a K-12 lab school on the campus of Ball State University in central Indiana. And so I'm the primary specialist. So I work mostly with kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade. And while I mostly do literacy and math enrichment, our school is currently working on an outdoor education initiative and getting ready to build an outdoor classroom. Okay. Hopefully by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Plus we get to partner with outdoor education facility that is on the university, which happens to be within walking distance of our school. So we're partnering with their environmental education coordinator right now too.
Felicia, I was going to tell you, there's a school here in, I live in Georgia, in Gwinnett County. There's a private school, Greater Atlanta Christian, who has an outdoor classroom, an outdoor greenhouse, and an outdoor education program where a lot of their science is taught in the garden and in the greenhouse there. They might be a good school to reach out to.
Can you tell me that name one more time?
It's Greater Atlanta Christian in Georgia, Gwinnett County.
So I know Gwinnett County because my parents live there and I got married in Gwinnett County.
I
I used to live in that-
teach in Grayson, Georgia. I don't know if you know where Grayson is,
not
outside
all-
of Lawrenceville.
Oh, I know where Lawrenceville is.
Yeah, yeah.
Deanna, talk to us a little bit about what's happening in Alaska.
Well, yeah, it's getting really cold. That's what's happening. No, the kids, I just need to find more activities for them. They're, they're middle schoolers and they have a lot of attitude. So just things, everything I think they're gonna really love and I bring up and they're just like, so I haven't found what's excited them yet. I did want to say, because we're part of their land has been turned into the national park, the Gates of the Arctic. I was talking to the ranger here, Al Smith, and he really wants to work with the kids and letting them know how to advocate for themselves and for their village and for their land, so I need to try to catch him. He's getting ready to leave for the winter. So that's where I am with that and trying to work with him on that and just trying to find something to spark him.
Yeah. I know Kathleen does STEM, and I bet that would be a good connection for you ladies to connect. I know that she's constantly doing STEM stuff. When someone put out something on Facebook about a month ago about, hey, do you have any STEM activities? Kathleen was there. So maybe that would be a good connection. We have our little group. So Kathleen, I just volunteered you just to let you know.
Cool.
And I've spoken to him twice, and he's the one that approached me about talking to the kids about that. So he's real open to whatever we can do.
Perfect. Trisha, what are you teaching?
Yeah, so I had recently moved from Fort Collins, Colorado, and now I'm here in a suburb of Chicago. And this school that I'm at is more of a well-to-do school, kind of north of the city. And they adopted this new NGSS curriculum that is starting to spread across the United States. It's called Open Sci-Ed. And it was created by people here at Northwestern with the intent of it being equitable education for all. And there's a lot of good behind it. And there's also some challenges to it. This is my second year teaching it. So I am teaching 6th grade this year. And so the 4 units that I'm covering, unit 1, I'm doing cells and systems, which is actually the last unit of the series. But last year I started with the unit 6.1, which was physics. It was light and matter, and it was so hard for the kids. So that will be my second unit. And then after the physics unit, we do thermal energy. And then from thermal energy, we end up with natural hazards. But in 3 of those units, there's some engineering design challenges, which are fun. And then just trying to figure out fun ways to like incorporate STEAM in those units, because it is kind of like a prepackaged Google deal. And if you stick to the script, which is what they want you to do, it's not awesome. So you really have to make it come alive for the students that you teach.
Okay, very cool. I shared this with several people. So 2 things just popped up. I would probably click on those and keep them open on your other windows so that you'll have them when we leave, because we'll lose this part. But the first one is just the Canva thing that I did tonight, just with those few little lessons in there. But then the second thing is a vault. And in that vault are close to 1,000 folders and activities that I've either created or curated. Now I've curated more than I've created, but there's created stuff in there too. And I also had a couple of friends about 4 or 5 years ago that added things too. So I can't speak to all the things that were added, but they're good people. So I'm sure they're good stuff. But I would maybe bookmark that. And when you're thinking about, I've got to teach, one of you said Earth is not your favorite. I think it was it Debbie? Yeah. So you're going to find Earth space stuff in there. So that's a harder thing for sometimes for people to connect with. But there's tons of things on erosion and weathering and sedimentary and rocks and geology and all that stuff. So feel free to peruse all of that, and feel free also to make a copy of the folder. Be aware it'll take just a little while to do that because it's huge. For that moment when you just need to grab something and but you don't want to go look for it. It's just, if you type something in there, it should come up. There should be lots of stuff in there. There's also really cool things, Brown Bag Science, which is actually a company that is free, but I put all the Brown Bag Science in there. It's by a company called Starfisher, and it's owned by a teacher, but it's all free. But she puts things in a paper bag, and then they go grab a paper bag and they go back to their seat, and that's what they build. And then they continue that story by sharing what they've built. And some of it's kind of, you grab it and then you can add your glory to it, right? Because sometimes we get things and it's good, but you want to put your spice or your smell all over it. So feel free to play in all of that. What I'm thinking is this group would just be a really good group to just love on each other. We're all from different places. I think that's kind of cool. I think for Felicia and Deanna, they were both in the Smokies together. And then Lisa and Debbie were both in Redwoods together. Kathleen's by herself, MJ's by herself, and then Anna had to jump off, but she is also from Acadia. So this can just be a group where we can send to the email or and say, look, I'm getting ready to teach this, and any ideas. And I think from this collaborative brain, we should be able to find some really cool things for that. Here's what I'm going to promise you. I'm going to take the answer garden and I'm going to copy paste all that into a document. And I'm going to go through, because I know what's in my vault, and I'm going to link as much as I can to every one of those things and just send that back out to you as a Google Doc. So if you put sales or hereditary or whatever things you put in there, the only things I might not have, Kathleen, are the activities connected to a loan, but you better believe that when we hang up, I am going to go start looking for that, because I like teaching from novels and picture books also. And again, my brain just doesn't stop. It's a sickness.
I actually created some activities that relate directly to the book. My students will start building probably tomorrow.
Nice. Well, that's a wonderful thing, because some of you might want to take that idea. It is a novel. So it's a 6th, 7th, 8th grade.
Yeah, it's also written in prose, so it's a little faster read than a normal book.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome.
Daisha, you mentioned Kate Messner before, and it's funny because that's one of our core lit books is The Eye of the Storm.
Nice.
Where weather and 5th grade, the movement of the earth and all our earth science is tied to that.
She's amazing, and she does all of the over under books too. So Under the Canyon, Over the Hill, Under the Pond. So that's her series also that you should look into. So for Debbie, for you, for earth science, that is huge. And then she also does historical fiction. So if you do anything in the world of social studies, she's doing some things. I did want to show you this cool thing I got. This is called Explorers Outdoors, and it's based on Eric Carle, who I love and had a few days of mourning when he passed. So each of the cards is one of his drawings, but then on the back there's an essential question and then an activity. So it is basically for young ones, K2, 3, but I think middle school would love this too, because I think you can move further with it. So if you're trying to find ways for your kids to journal and you're not sure exactly what to get them to do, these are just really simplistic little cards that you can just pull out. Yes, they're on Amazon. Yes, I've started purchasing things again. Steve had to get his business account because I've gone a little cray again with spending stuff. I want to show you one more thing.
That's Deja. I have my first graders. We started today, so I'm taking them out to the garden, and they're doing a little scavenger hunt and then nature journaling on one of the items.
Nice.
And yeah, so the first day was out today, so we'll be out there for the next 10 days.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And I hope you're using this. If you don't, remember it's a free download. So if you don't have that link to it, let me know and I'll give it to you.
Okay.
He's absolutely saying download it for free, but I'm encouraging people to throw in a little tip.
Right.
It's a $30 book. And then another book that kind of ties to Kristen's book is the Beastly Bionics. So Jennifer Swanson actually came to Acadia with us, and she did some really cool things with her book, Footprints or Footsteps. So, but this is another great one that she's done that I think would be really cool. And for a one-time only, because you guys showed up tonight, I got permission I have 7 of the brand new Project Wild Learning Tree books, and I have permission to share all of them with you via a folder, a PDF folder. Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. Explain this, Deanne. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, because we have grizzly bears and wolves and wolverines, and so you don't go out on the tundra and you're not armed. And I've never touched a gun, so I always have to find somebody who is armed to go out with me. And I want to take the kids so bad, but I need someone who is armed to go with me.
What city are you in?
I'm in a very small village north of the Arctic Circle called Anakatuvik Pass.
So how cool is that, though?
So cool. What an experience.
He's going to be there for a year. The question that Felicia and I have for you is, have you learned how to make sourdough bread yet?
No, Amazon has not delivered my sourdough bread kit yet, but the school counselor here is a pro at it. And once I get my things in, he's going to show me how to do it.
Nice. Nice.
And I am hand stitching my own parka. I did have an elder come and I went to the class to learn how to do that. So when I get that done, I'll show it off.
Did you say you're in the Arctic Circle?
Above, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Wow.
she a whim. She was teaching in Escambia County when I found her 3 years ago. I went to her district for a training. We met she happens to be in the audience. I was training, and the people that brought me said, "Hey, tell them about STEAM in the park." So I did, and she came, and then she came again. And now she's gone to Alaska. So she